to you by Interswitch, transaction solutions you can depend on.
It's time for Business Express today, Friday, the 2nd of September, 2022. My name is Pepple. Welcome to the show. We've got Rotus, the man of the moment. Good morning.
Good morning, Victor. Good morning to all our viewers and listeners. Good morning to everybody. And, thanks, Zeus. It's Friday.
Oh, my goodness. And as usual, every Friday for our Tech Friday edition, ladies and gentlemen, Fisayo Durojaye. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning, Lagos.
Good morning.
Good
Welcome.
morning.
Hey, there are several things we want to touch on this morning. First, we'd like to celebrate with Interswitch 20th anniversary. We'll talk about that in a moment. CBN granting Flutterwave payment processing license. Twitter, as always, makes it to the Tech Friday edition of the show. Of course, they are not left out. We're talking about them. Is it about Elon Musk? Find out in a moment. But there are several ways to be part of the show. Send us messages on WhatsApp 0809 4440981. We're on Smooth FM. On Twitter, we're at Smooth981 FM, and we're streaming live on YouTube. It's Smooth981 Lagos. Well, Rotus, let's get it started.
Yeah, so congrats to Interswitch celebrating their 20th anniversary. They've been, played a big role in facilitating payments, digital payments across Africa, especially in Nigeria. You've had their products like their Verve cards that has also, made inroads in trying to make sure that payments are completed. They're switching their impact on their switching network, facilitating payments and so on. So I understand that they have I think it's their campaign they're launching is called Never Stop, where they've talked about continuing to innovate, trying to make sure that they can improve financial inclusion in Nigeria. So congrats to them. And I think, they'll be unveiling a whole number of brand campaigns and awareness campaigns around, milestones that they've achieved over the last 20 years. But Fisaya, what do you make of what's, Interswitch's impact in the country?
I mean, it's been phenomenal, right? We can write the history of the development of fintech or tech ecosystem in Nigeria without, Interswitch, with their switching license, at least I think they had the most reliable switching license at the time that ensures that transactions could be done, card issuances could be done. I mean, card payments could be easily processed and all of that. And I think they've been, very phenomenal to the growth, because at some point everyone was connected to an Interswitch. Every fintech that we know was connected to an Interswitch in some way or the other. I mean, they are still connected to Interswitch today. Many are still connected to Interswitch today. But again, like I said, they are the bedrock. Interswitch was bedrock to a large extent for many successes that we see, across the fintech space or across the tech ecosystem at large, in Nigeria and of course across Africa. And of course, 20 years, it's not a small feat. They've had to reinvent every time, for the company to last that long already. So, it's big congratulations to the Interswitch team, to Michelle Elegbe, who is a CEO. I think that he's been there for a very long time from the days of Accenture. It's big congratulations to them, and I wish them all the best as they never stop innovating.
For me, I want to take it to a different route. I mean, I recall Interswitch from our Verve cards. You had to use, the ATM cards and then WAEC cards as well. So, I mean, they've diversified, they've tried. If you're not using them with banking, I mean, education, you need the scratch card of some sort. So, hey, kudos to them.
Yes.
Good stuff.
It's very impressive what they've done.
And so speaking from that, we go to Flutterwave, who is now going to be playing in that space now with the CBN granting them a switching license. Besides, what does this mean for the game? And what does, in fact, if you can help our listeners, a switching license essentially facilitates payments, yes, for POS and so on.
Yes. So this is what happens. This is what happens when you are making transactions in Nigeria. There is some, well, I think the way it's even Nigerian, I think it's even global, right? There's something called a switch, right? So it means that a switch helps process money from your card, or from between, a merchant from a bank to another bank, essentially. So what happens is this: when you get your card, you want to go to a POS, terminal to go and make a transaction. You've bought something at a store and you want to pay. You have, say, a bank A card. The merchant uses a bank B card. A bank B to collect money. So it means that you have money in your bank A. The merchant is going to receive money in bank B. And then, of course, the POS terminal belongs to another person. Say, one of these POS, PTSP, payment terminal processing people. So you take your bank A card, which is either a MasterCard, a Visa card, or a Verve card, or any card, whatever that you have. You insert it into the terminal, POS terminal, and of course you punch your PIN. So what happens is this: the PTSP, who is the payment, sends message to your bank like, please help us check this person's account. Does he have money inside? So yes, he has some money. Okay, well, he has 100,000. Okay, he's trying to make a transaction of 30,000. Okay, yeah, we can do it. So they block off the card, right? They block off the money in your bank. Then of course, your bank then now send message through this same PTSP to the acquirer of the bank. Like, okay, well, guess what? This person has 30K that are moving from bank A to your bank. So switch, make it possible. So that's what happens. So the switch then takes the money from essentially a debit and credit type ledger that says debit this one and credit this other person, right? So it's what happens behind the scenes of almost all type of processing. So that's where the switching is. So everyone, to a large extent, that conducts a banking transaction requires a switch at the back end to ensure that transaction flows between, among banks. So that's one of the biggest things about switches, right? So the same way you are paying for something online, you have they said, okay, putting your PIN online, the same thing happens at the back end. But that's when it's not from a payment terminal, it's from a payment processor. It's called PSSP, payment service, payment solution service provider. And then it speaks to the switch at the back, and then of course get the transaction done. So there are a lot of complications at the back. So it means you need a strong, reliable switch that ensures that transactions always go through. You don't want a single point of failure. You don't want all of those kind of things. So that's where it is. So what Flutterwave is doing is that Flutterwave has always been on the merchant side, acquiring merchants, right? Giving a payment solutions service, right, to merchants, right? It means that you can put your card, you can pay using barter, but now they're saying that they want to take, it's called maybe backward integration, right? They're going a step back to ensure that they're able to then switch rather than just process payments alone. So again, it's a step in the right direction for them as well.
Sorry, that was a solid breakdown. Solid. That's why we have you on this show. Thank you so much for that. That was great. That was great. Duplo. Let's quickly jump. We'll leave Twitter for last. Let's quickly jump to Duplo. Yeah. B2B payments, payment service. Is it that? What does Duplo do? They are B2B payment service processors. Yeah.
Yes, B2B payment service provider. So again, if you think about it again, many people do retail payments, right? I want to pay. They have solutions for that. They have a card you can use. You can make a transfer. But from a corporate perspective, that's where the problem really is. So it's like, people say that, Fisayo, how do I pay for my email solutions, for instance? Or how do I subscribe to something? As a corporate, you probably don't have a card that can just put in your PIN and then be debiting me. So it means that you have to create a solution that works for corporations, and that's what Duplo is doing. Of course, it was also a pivot because I know that Duplo has started as some API type plays. I think it's banking as a service type play that they've had at the beginning when they started very early. But of course, it was a pivot to say that, no, I don't think that is going to work. Again, I have my opinions around banking as a service and of course, all the API plays, which is not the question you're asking me today, right? But of course, it's to say that, they moved from that play to say that, okay, can I help enterprise process payments? Can I ensure that they're able to, do bulk payments safely and more securely across the ecosystem, and then doesn't, doesn't breach their corporate or approval, methodologies that they've created for themselves. So again, that's what it is. And I think it's also a solution that is needed and required in this day and age. And I think that's quite impressive. I think one thing about founders is that, which is one thing about entrepreneurship, you started with something, you check it, you look like, maybe this might not work, let me change something else. And this is definitely an impressive solution that I'm very proud of.
So, and Duplo, they raised $4.3 million, right? That was the headline. They raised a seed round.
$4.3 million. They raised about 1.3 million in seed round after they got into Y Combinator the last time. Now they added a few more dollars in there so that they can, expand this product and reach out to a lot more people. And I think it's good for everyone, especially when the market is down. Every capital raising story is a good one.
Exactly, and it's a Nigerian company. I mean, Nigerian founders.
Two Nigerian founders. Yes.
Right. Okay. Great stuff. Okay. So real quick, I guess Twitter. Two headlines on Twitter this week. Not Elon Musk related. Thank goodness. One, I want to get your thoughts. One, they've had circles. This circles thing where if you want to send out a tweet, you can select the people who will read the tweet. So if I only want you, Fisayo, and Victor to read my tweets and nobody else, I can put just the two of you in a circle and only two of you read my tweets. And then also, they finally working on an edit button to be able to edit tweets. So real quick, what do you make of the two developments?
Yeah, I mean, it's good. Again, the goal for every social network, I don't know if Twitter agrees to be a social network, but the goal for almost any social network is that they want more people to spend more time on their platform, right? So that's one of the things that Twitter is working on, and I think it's always good. It's good, prior to now, we didn't think that having a single CEO for two companies was necessarily a bad thing. But from what we've seen since Jack left, we've seen that yes, the company has been making serious effort to a large extent improve their product, right? Edit button, people have been asking for edit button since I remember for years, right? For years, and that's another comment. I think that the tweet circle is a precursor to subscriptions where people can then start charging you for sending you information, all of that. And I think that's also a step in the right direction. Of course, I think we discussed last week about podcasts on Twitter. They have Twitter Spaces already. Just solid things coming from the stable of Twitter. And I think that's one company we should look out for as we continue to grow.
Thanks. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Thanks for that. Victor, yeah, so I think, it's been an interesting week of technology news with, again, just to recap our headlines, Interswitch celebrating 20 years and rolling out their Never Stop brand campaign. Also, Flutterwave jumping into that switching space, getting that switching license from the Central Bank of Nigeria. Duplo, a Nigerian company with Nigerian founders, raising $4.3 million their seed round to assist B2B payment transactions. And then Twitter introducing their Twitter circles where you can privatize your people who see your tweets. And also
privatize.
Sorry, not privatize, but enclose
exactly.
individuals I can see. And then also the edit button. Yeah, those are tech headlines today.
All right. So Ogene Chiku has a question in WhatsApp. It says, with all these tech support to enhance payment, why is the tussle between ASU and government on payments?
Good question. I don't have an answer for that
one. Well, that's just about it for today. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being a part of the show today. Let's keep the conversation going on Twitter, but this time not enclosed. It's open to anyone and everyone. Yes, we're Smooth 981 FM on Twitter. Rotan Quote is the handle. Aremo Fisayo as well. Tag all of us into it. And Victor Pepple if you want. Let's keep the conversation going on Twitter. Thank you very much, gentlemen. We'll do this again on Monday at 6:30. Rotan, we look forward to having a conversation with you. Enjoy your weekend.
All right, bye.
Brought to you by Interswitch.